So it's kind of funny that I did the review on the Aero 6 or 760, and then a month or so afterwards I buy a Cessna 180 that has the 660 unit in it, and it's panel mounted. So it's kind of cool the way that it's set up, but I haven't changed my opinion of this device in the least. So the Cessna 180 actually has a 375 in it, and this is linked to it. So it's kind of neat because you can see a bigger map version from the 375, but there's no battery in this unit, which I'm trying to remedy, but I'm having a hard time finding a link on their website for it. But I'm planning to put a battery in it to see if that helps with a few things. But in the process, I went in to try to update this unit. Now, the amazing thing is that this unit, and you can see that it is barely the size of an iPhone. So it's a small unit. It's hard to read this thing in the airplane. The screen is fairly dim, especially in bright sunlight, so it's a little hard to read. But when I went in here to start the thing up, it came up with a bunch of database updates that need to be done. If I go back up here, you can see most of these databases are from 2019. So I was gonna go in and update the database. That brings me up to this website, and this has, the unit is 800 bucks. So for the price of this unit, I could actually get an iPad mini. And then I went over here to Fly Garmin to actually get an update. And as you can see, the update version is $249. So essentially I'm paying 3 times the price of Garmin Pilot with a hardware device that's half the size of an iPad mini to have less functionality than I would actually have with Garmin Pilot itself. So I'm still extremely confused as to what Garmin is attempting to do with these devices, other than to make pilots feel like they've been taken advantage of. Because it's kind of crazy that I'm going to pay 3 times more for less updates on a device that's, not very useful in the cockpit. I mean, it's cool. I'm not saying that it's not a cool device, but it's not worth nearly what they're charging for it. And I'm totally confused. So, I did return the 760. That was one of the things that I had said in one of my earlier videos. I had gone in and returned it because I wasn't very impressed with the functionality that the thing gave me. But now I'm stuck with one because this one's actually panel mounted into the 180, and I'm trying to figure out how to get by with it. And it's like today, and this is something that has pissed me off about Garmin forever. I was going to go to Willow Pond today. That's a friend of mine's airport. It's all over ForeFlight. It's all over Garmin Pilot. It's actually in this device. But when I went to the 375 and tried to navigate directly to Willow Pond, it couldn't find the device or the airport in the 375 device. So I ended up having to come to this device where it did find it, but because this device is coupled to the other device, I couldn't do a direct to get to Willow Pond, because when I would go to direct to put in Willow Pond, I couldn't activate anything. It was like it was forcing me to go over to the 375, which the 375 is too stupid to know what Willow Pond is. So you're just in this back and forth with the same company's devices, not knowing what one airport is. The other device knows what it is, but it doesn't know how to get there. So it's just, little stuff like that. For the amount of money that you have to pay for these things, I still would in absolutely no manner suggest that anybody spend this kind of money to get one of these. Again, it's cool looking in the cockpit, but an iPad mini sitting in the same place would have been a lot more functional. Plus, you'd have a iPad mini you could take to the hotel and watch a movie if you wanted to.